Hi guys, Steve up at the cabin, and today I'm going to use this Wondercide flea and tick for the yard and garden. It kills, repels, and prevents fleas, ticks, and mosquitoes. If you look at the list that it gives for what it also covers is ants. So as you know, I had a big ant problem on the island in the pond there, and I also have a tick problem. So I got the smallest bottle, and wow, lots of bugs flying around. I got the smallest bottle so that we could give it a try on the island, because I'm gonna put a bench out there. I want to be able to go out there, go fishing. Also on the bed of the truck is the bench, and we'll do a video on that later. So I forget how many ounces this is, and of course the writing is so small I can't read it even with my stupid reading glasses. But there's plenty in here. And the mixing, I got my gallon sprayer here. I believe it was 2 ounces per gallon. Now this stuff was kind of expensive. I'll put the I think it was like $18 for this little bottle. I got to figure out something for the lawn. Eventually when I have the house up here, I want to be able to walk around and not worry so much about the ticks. So there's a lot of different stuff you could use, and there's a lot of lawn, a lot of property that I'm going to want to have to take care of. This whole area out here, and when we have the new home put up, I'm going to want that whole area treated as well. So this looked promising. It says kid and pet safe, and because I got the island there, it's right on the pond. So I had bought another ant treatment, but when I read the directions, it says don't use anywhere near a lake or pond. So I said, all right, well, I can't use that, so I'll use that around my house on Long Island. And I needed something safe, and this stuff has all kinds of, spray it, you don't have to wait for it dry, go roll around in the grass and you're fine. I'm not going to do that, but I'm going to use a heavy dose. It says it'll treat 5,000 square feet. That's nowhere near 5,000 square feet, that little island. So I'm going to go kind of heavy with it, spray it down. First thing I'm going to do is I got an old white t-shirt. I'm going to drag across the grass, see if we could find any ticks. Probably is plenty, but I just want to see for myself. Then we'll spray it down. We'll build the bench. We'll do a little bit of fishing, and then I'll try it again. We'll drag. I got some paper towels. We could try that. See if we could find any ticks. And I want to have a nice, safe, bug-free environment as best I can. All right, let's open it up. I got some. It says use warm water. I got this out of the stream earlier today, so I could have something to wash up with later on when I'm done for the day. So we'll make a batch. We'll have to use the pond water, which is probably cold. I'll put the link to the Wondercide flea and tick spray in the description. I got it from Amazon, and I'm a Prime member, and this was same-day delivery, which was great. I don't remember if it said shake or not. Oh, it said shake it after you make the solution. Oh, shake it anyway. That's way more than 2 ounces. It's probably like 3.5. You know, I really enjoy coming up here, but the summertime, with all these bugs, I can't stand it. Fall can't come soon enough for me. My brother who's watching this is probably really angry. He loves the hot weather. 100 degrees, he's happy. I hate this. I don't mind. I don't mind the heat as much as I hate the bugs. I got some pond dye in here because I was looking at maybe dyeing the pond, so I was playing around with that. So, yeah. So now I got a little blue solution in there, which is good because this way you can see where you're spraying. Now I got blue pond dye on my hands. All right. I'll wipe off my hands so I don't get the blue pond dye everywhere. All right, let's go out to the island and give it a whirl. Okay, guys. Remember a couple of videos ago I showed you this huge hornet's nest? Well, a storm must have hit or something, because as you can see, it's a lot smaller than it was. But these guys are still not bothering me, so I'm going to leave it alone. Well, I'll show you guys what I found when I came up here this morning. There's I have like a burn pile of twigs and stuff and branches up by the garage, and I found a discarded empty fireworks box. Then I come out here on the island and I see what looks like debris from those fireworks. So people are trespassing and shooting off fireworks on my property. Don't like that. The first thing I'll try is dragging this old t-shirt across the lawn, see if we can find some ticks. I don't see any ticks. Dragged it around a little bit. I'm gonna spray anyway. Ten pumps. This is where the ants were. All right, I pretty much covered the whole island. I'm just using what's left. I'm gonna put the bench over here, so I'm spraying kind of heavy over here. Okay, it says I used up the whole gallon. What little residue was on the bottom, I just poured right by where that heavy ant population was. I don't see any ant activity like I saw when I first lifted that piece of plywood that was covering them off. I mean, there was like thousands. And I come to learn from my neighbor Frank. Here's a guy who used to come up here fishing before I owned the property, and he said he sat down and he was covered with ants like immediately and ran off. So there was a big ant problem here. Hopefully this gets it a little under control. Won't really know for sure. You know, I'll come back up here in a couple of weeks and I'll take a peek and see if we got anything going on. But I dragged that white shirt around to look for if I'd pick up any ticks. I didn't pick any up, so who knows? Maybe the island. Sorry about that. I think the got cut off there right at the end. Whenever I put the camera out there on the island, the sun's beating down, it overheats. So that's what happened there. It overheated and turned off. But the thought I was trying to get out was the deer come on the island. So if the deer are on the island, there are ticks on the island. I cut the lawn a couple of weeks ago, so that helped. And so maybe it's just, maybe I'm lucky and there aren't a lot or any ticks on the island. But now that I put that stuff down, we'll get it under control. I just want to be able to go out there, fish, and not have to worry about it. The biggest concern is the family. My son came up here with me once. We did some fishing, and he got a tick bite. And he had to go through a couple of weeks of the heavy antibiotics. The doctor said not to worry, but you can't help but worry. The kid probably has got the Lyme disease, and hopefully the antibiotics knocked it out. He has to go back to get tested in another week or two, the doctor said. So, yeah, he should be good, but, I bring the kid up here once, and I want him to like coming up here, and now he's a little agitated, as you can imagine. So, I'm trying to get that under control, so hopefully with the Wondercide, that'll get it under control on the island. And then once when we have the house built and we have the lawn grown, I'm going to try to come up with some kind of plan to, knock out the ticks on the lawn, and maybe try to create some kind of a barrier between the woods and the houses and the lawn and everything. I know it's kind of like where they say shoveling against the tide. But you got to try, and you got to keep it under control somewhat. And just as long as you do what you're supposed to be doing and checking yourself, you should be fine. Hopefully my son will not be afraid to come up here and enjoy the property again. All right, guys, thanks for tuning in. We'll, you know what, I'll drag the shirt around there after the solution dries off and after we do a little bit of fishing, and I'll do a wrap up at that point. Hi guys. Well, I came out here, put the bench together. That's a separate video. But when I did, I put stuff down right over here. This is where the old mattress, one of the old mattresses used to be. Tons of ants. Tons of ants. So I guess they didn't like the spray and they came out. There's some holes in the ground here, so they definitely are living on the ground. So I sprayed some wasp and hornet killer down just so I could put the bench together. I don't see any activity here, but I cooked up another batch of that Wondercide, and I'm going to spray it just this whole area down. Okay, that's pretty well saturated. Saturated. So, one or two ants that weren't too happy, but I think this should do the trick. At least we'll find out. I come up here in the next week or two and check it out again. But let's try some luck at fishing.